There's just one game in the NBA tonight, but it's a big one in Detroit. The Pistons will be a 4-point home favorite, and the total sits at 12.5. And we all know that when an NBA series is tied at 2 games apiece, the team that wins Game 5 goes on to win the series about 82% of the time. That makes this a must-win game for both teams. Before I get into my analysis on this game, I want to tell you I do have a 5% play on this particular game available at WagerTalk.com. I suggest you grab that. Now, you could listen to my analysis. I'm not going to hold anything back. You can feel free to guess and infer what particular play I'm going to be on, or you could choose to support me and go and pick that up for $35 at WagerTalk.com. The choice is yours. No pressure. Let's talk about it, though. The Cavs won Game 4 by a score of 112-103. They trailed by 3 in the first quarter. They trailed by 4 at halftime. They had a 34-12 edge in free throw attempts in that game. And if the free throw attempts were anywhere near to close, the Cavs just don't win that game. Now, I'm not suggesting that the free throw attempts have to be exactly even in a game, but 34-12 is kind of a disgusting disparity, if you ask me. Donovan Mitchell scored 43 points, 13 of 26 from the field. He scored 13 of those 43 points at the free throw line. James Harden had 24 points. Sounds like he had a good game, right? I've heard some people in the media saying James Harden's coming off a pretty good game. Well, 5 of 14 from the field, 9 of 9 from the free throw line. Yeah, you get to the free throw line 9 times, chances are you'll get to 20 points. I don't know if that means you had a good game. The Cavs won 116-109 in Game 3. They trailed they led 64-48 at halftime, but Detroit battled back and took a 76-74 lead in the third quarter of that game before Cleveland eventually pulled away. This Cleveland team, undefeated at home in the playoffs, but winless on the road in the playoffs. They're averaging roughly 100 points per game on the road. They're averaging almost 120 points per game at home. So you take Cleveland out of Cleveland, and they don't play so good on the road. We've seen that this entire postseason. We did mention when the series is tied at 2 games apiece, the team that wins Game 5 goes on to win 82% of the time. The Cavs, 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 road games. The under is 8-2 in the Cavs' last 10 at Detroit. We're going to talk about the Pistons as well, but before we do, allow me to tell you about a few promotions we have available this summer. And let's get it started with a comment from Sunday's video, I believe this was. It says, "You couldn't have been any more right today, buddy. Amazing pick selection, amazing thesis, and what great calls." Now, I'm 10-2 with my last 12 NBA picks, the free picks on this channel. I'm getting it done with my client plays as well. NHL playoffs, I'm hitting 80% for the entire NHL playoffs, 16-4 in the playoffs, 18-4 with my last 22 NHL plays. You do the math, that adds up pretty nicely. So you definitely want to be subscribed. And if you are going to buy picks, if you are going to subscribe, if you're going to take that step, this is the best way to do it. We got a $999 package, all access, 1 year, 365 days, every play in every sport. And this is the absolute cheapest way to buy my picks. It works out to less than $1 per pick. And if you start doing the math, when you consider that an average pick on the website costs $25, we're talking about at least 1,000 picks throughout the course of a 365-day span. So start doing the math. That's $25,000, or you could pay $999. You don't miss a single play. I've got a proven track record. I mentioned my record in the NHL playoffs so far. You've seen what I've done in the NBA with the free picks on this channel. You can check out my page. For those of you who followed me in the football season, you will remember we were making some money for the clients. We were making money with the free play videos. And if you're not following me on Twitter, why not? At Jesse Schule. Check out the pinned tweet. This article details a history of big wins that I've had in the NBA playoffs. But we also have the World Cup coming up this summer. And wouldn't you know it, I'm bragging about all my wins in the playoffs. How about the World Cup? I hit 71% in the last tournament, 15-6 overall with all my picks. That's not an accident because I'm the number 2 all-time soccer handicapper by profit on the network. And I'm joining up with Ben Burns, who has never lost a 5% play in the sport of soccer. Ben has a 5% play available right now, and you can get all my soccer picks, all Ben's soccer picks, for $299 from today through the end of the World Cup. You can find that at Picks and Parlays at my page or at Ben's page. Also, that $999 deal only available at Picks and Parlays. And I gotta stress, that is the best deal you will find if you want to buy picks. So keep that in mind. Let's talk about the Detroit Pistons. Why don't we? I want to start with a quote from JB Bickerstaff. It's unacceptable. Ever since we came to Cleveland, the whistle has changed. There's no way that one guy on their team should have more free throw attempts than our whole team. And he's referring to Donovan Mitchell with 13 free throw attempts, and the Pistons only attempted 12 free throws as a team. Now, we've seen this in the playoffs already. We've seen Chris Finch call out the officials. We've seen JJ Redick call out the officials. It escapes me the other instances this has happened, but anecdotally, the way I remember it, and giving out the free picks on this channel of those 10 during the 10-2 run with the free picks, I've mentioned this angle a lot. And when we see that kind of disparity, it's on the box score. Everybody can see it, 36-12. It stands out, and the coach cries about it. Well, you can't really come out here and have that disparity happen again, can you? I'm not saying that's going to guarantee victory for the Pistons, but what I'm going to say is the officials can't just send the Cavs to the free throw line all night. In fact, I think they might just throw away the whistles altogether. This is a huge game. It's not quite a game 7, but game 5s and game 7s are quite similar. Like I said, 82% of the time, the team that wins game 5 goes on to win the series. So I wouldn't be surprised if the officials just swallow the whistle here. The Pistons, number 1 in the NBA playoffs in scoring defense. They're allowing just 100.9 points per game. They actually played pretty well in game 5, aside from getting outscored at the free throw line. They shot 51% from the field, 43% from three-point range in game 4. Karis LeVert came off the bench and scored 24 points, 10 of 16 from the field, 3 of 6 from three-point range, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Cade Cunningham leads the playoffs with 29.2 points per game. The Pistons won game 1 by double digits. They won game 2 by double digits. So the Pistons have won both home games. The under has cashed in both home games. I wouldn't buck either of those trends here in this game, but Detroit 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 at home, and the under is 15-5 in Detroit's last 20 versus Cleveland. I mentioned that Cleveland averages just 100 points per game on the road. Now they're going up against the league's best defense, and it's in a game 5, coming off a game where they were gifted a bunch of free throws. I'm going to go Cleveland team total under 104.5. That is my free pick for this video. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you've got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, you hit me up in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.